Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC Bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 19 wins, 5 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds, fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, presenting the number 9 ranked bantamweight contender in the world, Pedro the Young Punisher Munhoz. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 29 wins, 7 losses. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 136 pounds, fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, presenting the former WEC featherweight champion and the former 2-time UFC featherweight champion and the number 5 ranked bantamweight contender in the world, Jose Aldo Jr. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mike Beltran.
Deep breaths, folks. We got a big one in front of us. Luciana Andrade getting us started for round 1. I'd imagine Cody No Love Garbrandt is excited for this one. Pedro Munhoz trying to eventually inch his way into legend status, where Jose Aldo Jr. already resides. Tonight's Fight Clock is sponsored by Sweet Girl, starring Jason Momoa and Isabella Merced, coming soon to Netflix. Aldo is in yellow, Pedro Munhoz is in black. And the one thing Jose Aldo has talked a lot about in terms of his technical improvements, 2 fights ago aligning with the Marine Corps boxing program, and feels like he is a completely different fighter in a lot of respects when it comes to his hands on the feet.
He looks so much better and so much sharper in his stand-up. Classic Muay Thai stance, hands real high. But I think he's shown a lot of improvements in the jabs, the body punching.
Munhoz moved to the United States in 2010 to pursue this dream. Initially was in California, now trains at American Top Team in South Florida.
You know that Aldo will have the range when the right low kick starts to land. He starts with the jab, he'll go to the body, and then the low kick will land after he starts landing to the body.
4th time in the last 5 fights that Pedro Munhoz is facing a current or former UFC champion. Cody Garbrandt, Aljamain Sterling, Frankie Edgar, and Jose Aldo tonight.
I think you earn those opportunities, though. Nobody just gives them, right? So Pedro Munhoz, through the work that he's done, has earned the right to stand across from all these legends.
Crypto.com offers the world's most popular crypto card. Spend with the Crypto.com Visa card and get up to 8% back.
I don't like all the big attacks from Pedro Munhoz. There's no reason. Aldo's hip to it. He sees it all. So all the spinning attacks, it's just wasted energy. Munhoz does not need to do that.
Right now, Aldo's defense is just sturdy. You see he's checked every single kick, and he's just squared up with Pedro. Anywhere Pedro moves, he's squared up, hip to hip with him.
I'd like to see Aldo starting to blast some of those kicks too, though.
Oh, nasty knee lands on his way in.
Seems to be a speed advantage with the weapons for Jose Aldo.
Could you imagine those low leg kicks if Aldo started throwing those with the power that he would beat people up with the leg kicks when he was kicking them in the thigh?
Right.
Oh, nice right hand there by Munhoz.
Munhoz's jab.
One thing about Aldo is he's very smart, so he's not going to get into a gunfight with Pedro. He knows that's what Pedro wants. So you're seeing tight defense. He's trying to see everything, see what weapons Pedro wants to use right now. And then after he starts seeing the weapons, that's when you'll see Aldo start picking off his own offense.
As usual, Aldo committed to the body early on.
And he goes to that left hook to the body, so his left hook to the head is set up. You see, he goes to the body first, now he went left hook to the head. The uppercuts and the knees are what he's looking for against Pedro. There's something he's seeing there. By going uppercut and going right knee, there's something Pedro's doing that he's reading. I think it's that right hand that he's reading of Pedro.
Well, Pedro's throwing everything with so much power, and he's loading up when he enters. So Aldo's trying to time the knees as he comes inside. Munhoz needs to settle down a little bit. Slow everything he's doing down. You saw him land that nice right hand right here, and that was because he threw it straight, didn't load up, just kind of tried to touch Aldo, opposed to trying to hurt him. Right there, that's thrown to hurt. Right, take your time if you're Pedro Munhoz.
And notice how Munhoz's eyes are at the head and Aldo's are constantly looking at that midsection of Pedro Munhoz. Under a minute to go in the round.
Because that doesn't move, John. The head is constantly moving.
Right.
But all this, as much as you want to try to shift it, you still got a really big target.
Also, don't forget, if you watch the best basketball players, the best football players, they look one way and they throw the ball the other. This is no different. Jose Aldo will look low and throw high, look high and throw low.
Oh!
It looks like a body shot, like a right hook to the body, and he comes all the way through with the uppercut, and Aldo.
That was another good right hand there by Pedro. When he takes his time, he lands.
He's holding his ground very well, Pedro. He hasn't budged.
Best of luck score in that round. Tonight's Corner Cam brought to you by Body Armor, the official sports drink of the UFC. Grab one today at AM PM.
Round colado, mas na minha opinião
Tough round.
Cadê água?
Tough round. Tough round, but it was, in my opinion, it was yours.
Respirou, voltou normal,
Okay,
tá perfeito.
breathe.
Não tô
Get
cansado,
back,
tô
get back.
respirando bem. Tô
You're not tired. You're breathing well. You're
O jogo
calm.
dele é empurrar
His
dois
game
jabs
is
e
try
meter
two
a mão de atrás.
jabs
Fica
and
esperto
try that
com isso.
backhand on.
Não tem outro jogo.
That's nothing. There's nothing
Tá
else.
bloqueando perfeito ali.
Block really.
Tá bloqueando.
We see a nice low kick from Pedro, but the counter, a nice Aldo looking for the body, just barely skimming it, and a nice right hand for Pedro. That was one of the bigger shots, the right hand, and the left hook right here from Aldo. And some nice left hooks to the body for Aldo as well.
Wipe him down, wipe him down.
The unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyright work is illegal and punishable under law. 24 significant strikes apiece landed, albeit unofficially, in that first round. Munhoz on 68 attempts, Aldo on fewer at 55 attempts. Munhoz appeared to land that left hook early round two.
Pedro's very aggressive in his approach.
You heard that Pedernera said to Aldo, look, these are the weapons he's looking for. He's looking for the right hand, he's looking for the kick. You know that now. So the first round was a reading round for Aldo. I'm wondering if he's going to open up now that the fight's going in the second and third. There's the low kick that he's been looking for.
Nice body shot there by Pedro.
Yeah, see Aldo's opening up just a little bit more of that. Now that he knows what Pedro's what he was looking for in that whole first round, he let him throw about 10 strikes more than him. And now he's got some reads on timing and speed.
Munhoz trying to answer Aldo's offense with some of his own.
That was a nice combination there by Aldo. But if Aldo starts digging to the legs a little bit, his body shots are nasty.
That jab of Jose Aldo starting to make its presence felt.
And every time Pedro gets too close, he just dips his shoulder, meets him with his shoulder in tight. That's a real boxing technique. When you see boxers do it all the time, they jab, jab. When they come close, they kind of just lean into you. That's the technique that I would throw out the window if I'm Pedro Munhoz, though. I'm not spinning kicking anymore. We've seen it only lead to you being stuck on the bottom in so many fights lately.
Nemiroff, bold character since 1872.
Jab to a right uppercut for Pedro there, and that jab has been one of the most efficient weapons for Aldo so far. The jab, the left hook, and then the left hook to the body. He uses that left hand so well. Nice right hand.
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice by Pedro.
Yeah, sort of feinted the leg, went with the punch. Exactly. Under 3 to go round 2. Munhoz goes high, Aldo raises the guard.
that's one thing that we see in Jose Aldo as he gets older in the career. He's much more patient with everything he does. The approach is much more patient, even down the weight class. Generally, when you see guys go down, they want to push the cardio because they have to do so much to get down to that weight class. But I feel like Aldo's actually gotten more patient in his approach.
Yeah, his output, he's smart with his output, but more than that, I think it's his defense that's gotten a lot, that looks sharper. He's just defense, he's very defensive mindset, and then he looks for the openings at the perfect time. You know, Pedro's throwing just about 10 strikes more than him every round, but it's not, they're not landing. It's just like read strikes for Aldo. The jabs
Looking at that little
the
punch
most.
counter, it sure does look like it's landing. Looks like Pedro's even with him.
Oh, it's back and forth right now, but we're looking at 113 strikes to 100 strikes. So he's just barely...
The accuracy
just
of Aldo
barely,
is higher,
yeah, exactly.
Aldo jab keeping Munhoz at bay there. Aldo hasn't really committed to the lower half. It's been largely the body and up top for him. 90 seconds to go round 2.
And I think that's from the boxing. John, you said he's made a commitment to the Marine Corps boxing, and you can see his boxing technique has really picked up, but in that, he's almost all but eliminated using his leg kicks,
except
which
for defense.
was one of his best weapons.
Munhoz works with a lot of high-level boxers in his own right. That includes the first Brazilian boxer to strike Olympic gold, Robson Conceição.
And I think part of the reason you're not seeing a lot of low kicks out of Aldo is he knows Pedro Munhoz has good defense as well.
Yeah.
And that's been the combination, body, jab.
Such an even fight, these two.
As you would have expected, right? We knew it would be a close fight. And I think Pedro's throwing those leg kicks still, but not hard, because every one of them gets checked. But he's staying very active, staying forward, and just giving Aldo a lot of output to think about.
Yeah, this is a high-level fight in a phone booth right here. I mean, these guys' defense and their offense, they're going 1 for 1. It's like a Muay Thai battle right now.
Yes. And if you love stand-up fights, these are the types of fights that you want to see.
Ooh, faked the right knee and went to the head.
It felt like this round Aldo was much more accurate and landed at a higher clip.
Good breathing, Pedro. Breathe for me. Come on, breathe. That's it. Okay.
Respira para mim profundamente. Eu vou te dar uma outra água.
Gonna give you another water. We need to put him against the cage and feint more to get out of it. No, you put him against the cage and make him move his head.
Watch some of the action from these gentlemen. Munhoz with a nice jab. Nice right hand. And then Aldo, double body shot to a left hook. Nice jabs the entire round. I mean, these guys are very evenly. Nice jab. That jab is like a piston every time he throws it.
Round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of the UFC. No overstating the importance of these 5 minutes in terms of the championship trajectory for both of these men. Jose Aldo in yellow, Pedro Munhoz in black. 3rd round is underway.
Oh my goodness.
It's the 3rd round, so he's gonna unload now.
Oh, Aldo,
my goodness.
hand speed on full display early round 3.
Wow, Aldo's hands are still so fast.
And he got up ahead really quick in that 3rd round right away.
He just let him fly, man, and he almost hit Pedro with everything he threw.
The jab is really what's opening up Pedro right now. He's keeping good pressure. He's staying in the face, but the head movement's got to move just a little bit. That's why Aldo's able to land those jabs.
Munhoz still pressing forward.
So durable, though, man. Like, the guy just stays right in front of you, eats everything, doesn't take one step back.
Aldo right back to work to the body. You wonder if Munhoz, in terms of his inner monologue, feels like maybe this thing's starting to slip away. We'll see if he can be urgent here late.
Well, he's gonna have to. I felt like it was a close first round, but the second round goes to Aldo. Not nearly as close. And the start of this third round has been all Jose Aldo.
It was extremely close. Then the third round, he got a little ahead. I think Pedro's gonna have to pick it up in the second half of this round to even it up.
Triple jab there from Aldo.
That's what's making the biggest difference in this stand-up battle so far, is that jab.
Every time Aldo feels him coming. Oh!
Huge combination for Jose Aldo, punctuated by a big right hand. Now back to the well with the body shot.
Nice four-piece.
Man. Oh!
Nice right hand there, yep.
Little reset there from Aldo. Munhoz perhaps would have been wise to try to follow that one up. But there were a lot of naysayers when Aldo moved down to 135 pounds. He's made wholesale lifestyle changes to make these weight cuts pretty easy. And despite maybe the aesthetic at times on the scale, he has had no problems making the number. Drops Munhoz with a leg kick there.
Nobody ever would think that Jose Aldo would fight at 35 or how bad he struggled to make 45. He must have put down those hamburgers.
That's right.
Those fantastic hamburgers he sells in Brazil.
Famous burger.
I mean, that is a great burger, man. I don't know what kind of beef they got down there, but that is a fantastic burger.
4 famous burger locations for Aldo, if you're curious. Munhoz bleeding pretty good in and around that left eye now.
Aldo threw a low leg kick, knocks Munhoz down. I mean, there's sweat just dripping off the side of the octagon. These guys are just sweating so much, working so hard. I just don't understand so many spinning attacks by Pedro Munhoz. I don't know if this was something they worked and he just hasn't let it go, right? But he continues to do it over and over, even though it's not being successful.
I think it's just something different he's trying to add to the game to switch it up. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, you throw it using the same strikes, try something different, catch him off guard.
When Aldo lets his hands go, man, he is so fast, dude.
And remarkably, Jose Aldo, with the wealth of 5-round experience, has now set his personal best for significant strikes landed in a UFC fight.
So he's much more active down at 135. I was talking about the patient approach that he's taken, but I guess when he's not missing.
Right. I mean, he's landed at a 58% clip tonight.
That's crazy.
He's
so
also,
hot.
He's dictated the pace of the fight with his defense. When Pedro goes to throw, not the super significant strikes landed, whereas Aldo opens him up with the jab, and then the significant strikes follow. It's just little tactics that make it different. The boxing.
Yeah, such a high-level chess match. And Aldo has used almost predominantly boxing tonight.
I mean, look at those numbers in round 3, 77%. And I think at this point, it's Munhoz a little bit in desperation mode, trying to find that finishing shot, given the way these last 2 rounds have transpired.
Oh, my goodness.
Vintage Jose Aldo. Oh!
But how tough is Pedro Munhoz, man? The dude just continues to come forward.
He's the man. I mean, he just makes these fights awesome.
The King of Rio not done yet. We are all witness to Jose Aldo's greatness once again tonight. Pedro Munhoz's game started fairly strong.
Right here, you see the start of the 3rd round. Aldo with a jab, jab, jab. 3 jabs back to back. But look at the right hand, always right where it's supposed to be. He throws this combination. Outside low leg kick. Drops Munhoz. Uppercut on the way up. And he goes to the body here.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Jose